The Unseen Road to Glory. Chapter 1. The Dreamer. The small village, nestled at the foot of towering mountains, seemed to exist in its own world. The people there led simple lives, content with their modest routines. Among them lived a boy named Ravi, who was different. While others found joy in the mundane, Ravi's heart was restless. The mountains called to him, their peaks whispering promises of adventure and greatness. As a child, Ravi often climbed onto the roof of his tiny house to gaze at the mountains, his eyes filled with wonder. One day, he'd whisper to himself, "I'll stand on top of the tallest peak and see the entire world." His bold dream didn't sit well with the villagers. Climbing that mountain, it's impossible, they'd laugh. You're just a poor boy with no gear, no guide, and no chance. Their words didn't crush Ravi. Instead, they fueled his determination. Though he had nothing but his dream, it burned bright enough to light his path. Chapter 2. Training Alone. Ravi knew that dreams alone wouldn't get him to the summit. He needed to prepare, and he had to do it alone. Every morning before the sun rose, he tied a piece of cloth around his head, signaling the start of his training. While others still slept, Ravi ran to the nearby hills, pushing his body to its limits. Without proper weights or tools, he improvised. He carried heavy logs on his shoulders to build strength. He found small cliffs and practiced climbing them repeatedly until his hands were raw. Using discarded ropes, he taught himself how to tie knots, often fumbling and failing but trying again and again. The villagers watched him with amusement. "Look at him," they'd say, shaking their heads. "He's wasting his time." But Ravi paid no attention. Each fall, each scrape, and each failure only strengthened his resolve. Though his body was bruised, his spirit remained unbreakable. Chapter 3. The Mentor Appears. One fateful day, Ravi was training on a rocky hillside when an unfamiliar figure approached. It was Arjun, an old mountaineer with a weathered face and a lifetime of experience etched into his every wrinkle. Arjun was passing through the village on his way to another expedition when Ravi's persistence caught his eye. Curious, Arjun asked, "Why do you work so hard, boy?" "To touch the sky," Ravi replied simply, his eyes shining with conviction. Arjun saw something in Ravi that he hadn't seen in years, a fire that reminded him of his younger self. Deciding to help, he offered to mentor Ravi. Under Arjun's guidance, Ravi's training transformed. He learned proper climbing techniques, the importance of balance, and how to navigate treacherous terrains. Arjun also taught him survival skills, like making a fire in freezing temperatures and reading weather patterns. But most importantly, Arjun taught Ravi the value of mental strength. "The mountain will test you," he said. "Your body will ache, your mind will doubt, and the cold will try to break you. But you must push through." Chapter 4. The Ascent Begins. After years of preparation, the day finally arrived. Ravi stood at the base of the tallest mountain, the peak hidden behind clouds. The villagers had gathered to see him off, some still skeptical, others quietly rooting for him. Ravi took a deep breath, tightened his backpack, and began the climb. The first few days were manageable. Ravi moved steadily, recalling everything Arjun had taught him. But as he ascended, the challenges became relentless. The air grew thinner, making each breath a struggle. The icy winds cut through his layers of clothing, chilling him to the bone. There were moments when Ravi slipped, dangling precariously over jagged cliffs. Avalanches roared in the distance, reminding him of the ever-present danger. Exhaustion crept in, whispering doubts into his mind. "Turn back," it said. "This isn't worth it." But Ravi refused to give in. He remembered the years of effort, the laughter of the villages, and the dream that had carried him this far. Step by step, he pushed forward, his body aching but his spirit unyielding. Chapter 5: The Summit. On the seventh day, Ravi reached the summit. As he pulled himself over the final ledge, the world opened up before him. The view was unlike anything he had ever seen: rolling clouds, endless skies, and a vast landscape that seemed to stretch forever. Ravi stood there, tears streaming down his face, not from exhaustion but from overwhelming pride and joy. This was the moment he had dreamed of for so long. Yet, as he stood at the top, he realized something profound: the climb itself had been the true journey. Every fall, every failure, and every moment of doubt had shaped him into the person who could achieve this feat. The summit wasn't just a destination, it was a testament to his growth, resilience, and unwavering belief in himself. Chapter 6: The Return. When Ravi returned to the village, the once skeptical villagers gathered around him in awe. Children listened with wide eyes as he described the climb, while adults marveled at his determination. The same people who had doubted him now looked up to him as a hero. Ravi didn't boast about his achievement. Instead, he shared the lessons he had learned. "It's not about reaching the top," he told them. "It's about the journey, the struggles, and the strength you discover within yourself." Inspired by his story, others in the village began to dream bigger. Some took up challenges they had long avoided, while others encouraged the children to aim higher. Ravi had become more than a climber; he was a symbol of hope, resilience, and the power of perseverance. And as he gazed back at the mountain, now a friend rather than a foe, Ravi smiled. His dream had not only changed his life but had sparked a fire in others, proving that no dream was too big and no obstacle too great when met with courage and determination. Moral: the true glory lies not just in achieving a dream, but in the transformation that happens along the journey. Every setback and challenge strengthens the spirit, turning ordinary individuals into extraordinary achievers.